Subtopic 3, Fire Plan, Emergency Evacuation Plan and Assembly Point. Written by NURUL, ILYANI binti Muhammad Khairul, matrix number 09DJK21F1039. Table of content. First, what is safety plan? Second, why have a written safety plan? Third, OSHA mandatory written plans. And lastly, basic safety plan elements. Safety plan. A safety plan is a written document that describes the process for identifying the physical and health hazard that could harm workers, procedures to prevent accidents, and steps to take when accidents occur. Written safety plans can be comprehensive, such as an injury and illness prevention program, or they can be specific to a particular activity, hazard, or piece of equipment. The written safety plan is your blueprint for keeping workers safe. Many organizations compile their activity-specific safety plans into a single safety manual. Why have a written safety plan? Federal OSHA requires written safety plan for more than 2,000 specific workplace activities and more than 12 chemicals. In addition, many states require some or all employers to develop comprehensive written safety plans or offer workers compensation discounts to employers that do so. Many organizations adopt voluntary safety plans to prevent injuries and illnesses, increase worker productivity, prepare for special emergencies, and enhance workplace security. OSHA mandatory written plans. Out of all of OSHA's many safety rules, there are 16 for general industry workplace that require written plans or procedures, and 10 written construction safety plans requirements for the construction industry. There are also requirements for written safety procedures for over a dozen hazardous substances listed under Subpart Z of the General Industry Rules for toxic and hazardous substances, such as asbestos, lead, and benzene. Activities or safety programs for which OSHA requires a written safety plan include: first, hazard communication plan for facilities where workers could be exposed to hazardous chemical. Failure to have a written hazard communication plan is a very frequently cited OSHA violation. Next, emergency action plan and fire prevention plan. Bloodborne pathogens exposure control plan at facilities that anticipate employer exposure to blood, as well as safety and health plan. Respiratory protection for workplaces where employees are required to use respirators. Hazardous energy control, lockout or take-out program to prevent injuries during equipment service and maintenance. Permit required confined space plan for any facility that allows entry to permit required confined space. And lastly is basic safety plan elements. OSHA recommends that each written plan include the following basic elements. First, policy or goal statement. Second, list of responsible persons. Third, hazard identification. Fourth, hazard controls and safe practice. 5. Emergency and accident response. Next, employer training and communication. And last is record keeping.
Fire protection. Before I start my presentation, I will introduce myself. My name is AZILA binti Kamaluddin and my matrix number is 09DJK21F1033. Definition of fire protection. Fire protection is the study and practice of mitigating the unwanted effects of potentially destructive fires. It involves the study of the behavior, compartmentalization, suppression, and investigation of fire and its related emergencies, as well as the research and development, production, testing, and application of mitigating systems in structures with they land-based, offshore, or even ships. The owners and operators are responsible to maintain their facilities in accordance with a design basis that is rooted in laws, including the local building code and fire code, which are enforced by the authority having jurisdiction. The type of fire protection systems. First is wet fire sprinkler systems. The wet pipe system employs automatic sprinklers attached to a piping system connected to a water supply. The water discharged immediately from sprinklers opened by a fire. Only those sprinklers which have been operated by heat over the fire will discharge water. Second is dry pipe system. The dry pipe system employs automatic sprinklers attached to a piping system containing air or nitrogen under pressure. When released, the water flows into the piping system and discharges only from those sprinkles which have been operated by the fire. Dry pipe systems are installed in lieu of wet pipe system, where piping is just subject to freezing. Third is Special Hazard Fire Protection System. Special systems are designed to detect and extinguish fires in locations where standard suppression systems are not appropriate or adequate. Next is Dry Chemical Fire Suppression System. Pressure dry chemicals used in conjunction with the proper detection system can extinguish a fire before it becomes detectable to the eyes, thus protecting resources from damage and business from any major interruption. Gaseous fire suppression systems. Carbon dioxide is a clean and non-flammable gas that is commonly used as a fire extinguishing agent for areas that are not typically are occupied by people. C02 efficiently and effectively extinguishes fires without leaving any toxic or liquid residue that might damage property, equipment. Lastly is foam fire suppression systems. Foam extinguishing systems are effective for rapidly controlling and extinguish flammable liquid fires. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Mama Adam bin Azman. I'm from DJK1C, and today I'm gonna talk about fire control. Fire control is one performance expectation where we limit the size of the fire within the compartment that it started in to decrease the heat release and prevent adjacent combustible. So that what sprinkler do? They limit the ceiling gas temperature and they prevent things that haven't burned yet so they don't burn. We expect that with a system that has fire control, there should be or could be some manual firefighting that need to occur to completely extinguish the fire that occur. Okay, fire classification. We got a fire from class A fire, which is an ordinary combustible. For example, wood, paper, plastic. Those type of thing we expect normally to be combustible and burn. For fire class B, flammable gases, flammable and combustible liquid, flammable gases, and some suspension system work to extinguish class B type fire. We see a lot of class B hazard in manufacturing and industrial, not normal type of space where we see class B fire. For class C fire, which is fire that electrically enhance, or sometimes I say in electrically commutated fire. The an arc, some sort of short or arc due to a malfunction in some electrical equipment, but that a sustained arc. For class D fire, Fire that occur in combustible metals such as magnesium, sodium, and potassium. Those metals, when they are in a fine form, like chips or powdered form, are combustible and they are really hard to put out because water won't put that type of fire out. For Class K fire, fire that is caused by cooking oil and fat. Every restaurant you go into probably has a wet chemical hood system in there to extinguish a fire at the fryer or the grill, and they are fairly common. Type of fire extinguisher.